Hi everyone, welcome back to another live session with me, Michelle Baez. The four money personalities that I am going to be going over now are probably going to teach you a lot and are probably going to clarify a lot about your decision-making process when you spend money and when you buy stuff. Today we're going to go over a topic that I just love, and the reason why I love it so much is because it's something that is very basic. Once I go over it, you're gonna think this is very basic and it's something that everybody probably knows, but it's not something that we sit down and think about a lot. And it is something that does, how do I say it? Manage the way we spend our money. It controls, I should say, the way we spend our money. It is our behavior around money. Let me silence this. It is the way that we work or that we act around money, and we don't realize how much it can control our decisions when we are in front of a situation when we need to spend the money, whether it is a necessity or is something for leisure, something for fun. You know, there are decisions that take place and processes that take place up here in the mind, which is what we need to conquer, that control that decision. And so the four money personalities that I am going to be going over now are probably going to teach you a lot and are probably going to clarify a lot about your decision-making process when you spend money and when you buy stuff, so that once you're aware of it. Hi, Taria, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Once you identify which your personality is around money, you can then make wise decisions, and you can actually control it, and you can actually plan around it, which is what happened to me. So I was in a seminar about maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago, which is when I first discovered this information. And you know, the guy, the trainer, was going over this information. And it's a little bit funny. It was a little bit funny to me because he would go over my money personality to the T. It was exactly how I behaved and how I approached money and the things that I wanted. And I discovered that I just wanted the short-term satisfaction most of the time. Yes, I was a spender, which is one of the money personalities that I'm going to be going over. I was a spender. I would see the shiny things in the store and I just wanted to buy them all because that would give me a short-term satisfaction. And the problem is, usually when we go after that shopping therapy or retail therapy they call, or that short-term satisfaction, is because we're trying to fill a void, an actual void that we are having at that moment, an actual emotion that we are overwhelmed with. And so we try to fill it up even more, or to hide it, I should say. We try to hide it with something else. Some people run to food. Some people satisfy that emotion that is overwhelming them with food. They go out there and they buy whatever it is that will satisfy them. And then after it, they feel guilty, right? Well, I found myself buying stuff. I would buy stuff that I would never ever even use. I would leave it in my closet with the tags on, and I would never even use it. And so the moment that I was sitting in this seminar and that the trainer went over every behavior that I did, I would just laugh because I was like, oh my God, that is so me. And I wonder how many people in this room is as reckless as I am. I felt reckless. I was spending money that I didn't have to satisfy an emotion that could be satisfied in a healthier way. So then the trainer went on and he described the other three personalities, and I could see in the audience as I looked around how different people will identify with different personalities. And some things that he would say about the other personalities, I'll be like, really? They feel like that? Like, how can they feel that? But hey, we're all different and we all act differently around different situations, right? And so when he said, okay, everybody who is a spender, stand up. And I stood up and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be the only one in here, the only reckless person that just spends for no sense at all. And little, did I know that 80% of the room stood up. And at that moment, I understood that it's a real thing, the retail therapy, that void that we want to fill, that urge to spend money or to go shopping or to just have that little short-term satisfaction is real. And that's the moment that I decided to be aware of it. And so whenever I do want something, it's not that I don't buy it for myself, because if I really want it and I enjoy it, I can buy it. But I have a plan. I have a plan and a strategy to control those emotions. And so we're going to get into it. And the whole point of today is for you to identify your personality, be aware of it, and make a plan so that you're not restricting yourself from other things in life that you might be restricting because of this one thing that could be controlling your decision-making process. So number one, I'm going to go with the ones that are like the least common, and then I'm going to end with the one that is the most common, which is actually the spender. So number one would be the monks or the hippies. The monks and the hippies. And this is, remember, these are all personalities around money. So the monks and the hippies are those people who really could care less about money. All they want to do is create an impact in the world. All they want to do is help others. They don't care about the physical things. They don't care about, having the nice car or nice clothing or, accessories and all of these things that a lot of other people would care about. They don't even care about how they look or if they took a shower that day. All they care about is they are very emotional people. They are very connected to their heart center, to vibrations, to energy. And so they'll be your friend if you vibe with them. They do not care if you're a millionaire or if you are on the streets. They would sit down next to you, have lunch, give you their lunch, and not care about that. But the thing is that to be able to help others and to be able to create that impact in the world and to be able to, save other people, as usually monks and hippies would like to do, you've got to make money and you've got to understand money. You've got to have the resources available so that you can help other people. And so this is usually the problem that the monks and the hippies have. They usually are broke. They usually have no money and they don't care. They're happy with whatever life throws at them. If they have to sleep on the floor, they will. They don't care if they don't have a bed. And that's all fine and great. But at the same time, how can they fulfill their calling to help others and make an impact in the world if they can't even make money for themselves? So create a strategy or create a income where they can have cash flowing so they can help others, or they don't have the resources in place so that they can make that impact that they want to do. So that's number one. You're either a hippie or a monk that some people want to do. Yep, been there. Oh, wow, Taria, I would never know. Taria is a person that, I do know that she loves helping others. She's super supportive. She's, a great, great friend. But yeah, sometimes you just want to help so many people at the same time, but you don't even take care of that part of your life where you do have to be knowledgeable about money. Money, like I was saying in my Street Smart Club webinar the other day, money is power, guys. But we've got to know how to control that power and how to get in that game. It was all about winning the money game. Anyways, number two, it's the avoiders. Oh my God, this group of people, they're amazing people. But they do not, it's not that they don't care of it like the monks and the hippies. Yes, power, it's a resource. I totally agree, Taria. Money is a resource. It's not just paper and, greed. It's a resource that you can do amazing things with it. Getting back to our avoiders. Now, avoiders, I did not understand the avoiders when I was first presented to them. And these were one of the group of people that, like I said before, I was like, really? Like that happens? Like people avoid money? Yes, I was surprised when all of these people in the room started to stand up. We were in a room with it was about 1,500 people in that room. So it was a lot of people that stood up for avoiders. And the avoiders are those people who, Yes, they go out there and they work and they have money and they make money and they spend money. They just don't know how much they make. You know, they don't sit down and actually look at their numbers. They don't know how much they spend. They just know money is flowing. You know, they just know that they spend money and they make money, but they could never tell you exactly what their bills look like. They could never tell you exactly how much they earn at the end of the year after taxes or after all the deductions. They can never tell you, you know, exact numbers. They can maybe tell you approximately, and this happens a lot in couples, or when you have roommates, and where you have somebody that is a dependent and a person that depends on the other person. That was my husband until we met. Yes. You know, you meet and one of the people in the couple, they decide that the other person will take over the finances. And so the other person is still working, still being productive, still part of the family. You know, it's not like they don't do anything or they're lazy or anything like that. No, it has nothing to do with that. They're still producing and they still make money and they still are part of the decisions, but they just don't know what the bills are. They don't know how much they're making. They literally, their check is given to them in an envelope. I was trying to find an envelope. I don't have one. And they give it just like that to their couple or to their spouse or whatever the other person, you know, their family, their mom, their dad. And they will take care of the rest. They just know that they have a home. They know that the expenses are being paid. They know that they're contributing because they're bringing their paycheck to the family or to the group of people. But they don't know what's going on. They avoid it. Their financial statements from their banks come in the mail, and they get stacked up in a pile, and they're never, ever opened. They have no idea what's going on with their money. And so the problem becomes that it's a very easy way to get stuck with either a lot of debt or not invest in something that maybe you're able to invest because you have no idea how much or what the possibilities are. And so you don't build for your future. You might be killing your future, or you will stay in the same place for your whole life. There's no way to progress. There's a lot of ways to mess up if you don't know what's going on, right? Like that saying that goes, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So it's very similar to that. Yes, exactly. So what Camila is saying is absolutely true. Coupons and rebates were made for these people, right? Because they're supposed to mail that receipt. Well, they never do because they avoid it completely. And then they never get that sale. So they go buy this expensive TV. They put in a credit card, they get the rebate, and they never mail in the receipt. They never get the money back, right? So you need, if you're an avoider, there is ways of, you just need to get organized, and you need to be aware of what your numbers are. Number one, so that you don't get in so much debt that you can never recover. And number two, so that you can actually plan ahead for your financial future and, you know, have a happy one, have a happy place where you're not depending on anyone and you're not paying or stuck paying for stuff that you didn't even know was amounting and adding up more and more and more. Awesome. Your husband is doing better. He checks the bank account through the app, and now he knows how much grows. He knows now how much he grosses. Awesome. That's the best thing you can do. Guys, if you're in a couple and this is something that happens in your life, I know a person, I'm not going to say their name or anything. I'm going to keep it very private, but I know of a person who is a very hard worker, and it's a very important person in her family, right? It's a she. I already said that. Shoot. I was trying to keep it neutral. Anyways, she goes to work. She's a hard worker. She's an amazing mom. She's an amazing wife. She has no idea how much she makes. She takes her check. She gives it to her husband. Her husband makes sure everything gets paid, and he manages the money. But then one day in her life, she comes into her house, and someone tells her that her family is completely bankrupt, and they had to make a very big decision at that moment that changed their lives forever. This is an avoider. This is a person that has no idea what's going on. They just know the money is flowing, but they don't know if it's a positive thing or a negative thing. So make sure that you are aware of it. If you're in a couple, a great exercise to do is to sit together once a month and look at all of your expenses, look at the income in the household, and what is the strategy that you guys are putting together for your financial goals, whether it is that you want to pay off your mortgage at one point in your life so that house finally becomes yours, or maybe it is that you want to travel the world at one point in your life. Well, how is this strategy going to take place? And both of you need to be part of it so that you can both work towards it and know exactly what is going on. Hey, Tally. Tally has joined us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. So we are just going through our money personalities. And I went through the avoiders and I went through the monks. The avoiders are those who have no idea what's going on with their finances. And the monks or the hippies are those who want to save the world, but they have no idea how to make money or how to manage their money. Okay, so number 3. This is the third category that is the most common in the population today. And it's the one, you know, it's amazing. Number 3 is the savers. The savers, right? The savers are awesome, okay? But there is a way to overdo it. So who is a saver? A saver is that person that makes the money. They know how much money they make. Like they understand the concept of money. But they are really tough to spend their money. And so you'll find them a lot of times living under their under what they can live, under their means. That's the word I'm looking for. They live under their means, but sometimes they take it to extremes because they're afraid that the money one day will leave them, that they one day will find themselves with no resources. And so a lot of times this happens from some traumatic event in their past, where maybe they were very poor when they were young, or they saw somebody in their family or close to them lose it all and have to struggle through that. And so the savers make sure that they always have their savings going. They spend very, very little money. And a lot of times where this is not beneficial is that they could become a little bit angry, depressive people. They don't find a lot of joy in many things. Or they live very, very, very much under their means, which makes it uncomfortable. And once they start to have a family, it could become an issue for the rest of their family, right? So the point here is to balance it all, guys. It's not about saving every single penny, because if you're working hard and you're making that money flow, you got to enjoy your life as well. You've got to enjoy your time with your loved ones, and you've got to enjoy the good times and the bad times and everything, right? So it's all about that balance. And we were talking about that at our last Street Smart Club webinar about, you know, having a system where you can save money, invest money, pay for your expenses, pay for your desired lifestyle, which is the key word, desired, not a lifestyle. Yes, you could be financially free with $2,000 a month from any passive income stream, but you'll be eating at McDonald's and you'll be living in a efficiency, maybe no car. I mean, that's not a way. I mean, is that your desired lifestyle? If it is, awesome. But make sure that when you're making money and you are preparing for all of these things, that you are living on your desired keyword lifestyle. So there is a way to do all of those things and also have fun. Have fun, travel the world, eat at those restaurants that you love to eat, have that food that really, really makes you enjoy that moment. Be with those people that fill up your heart, that make you smile. Give back. You know, all of these things are available to you if you can conquer and you can reach that balance. So a lot of savers fail in that way, that they most likely a lot of times cannot balance it all. And so it ends up being a struggle in that way. And number 4 is the one that I used to be. I'm a recovered spender. It's the spenders. Yes, I'm a recovered spender. I was so proud of myself when I came back to that seminar. I took it a few times because every time that I went, I learned new things. The next time that I went, I actually stood up with the savers, but in a balanced way, okay? I balanced it all. And if I have to pick one, I want to be the savers, right? I'd rather have that problem than having a spending problem. Who are my spenders? Give me a thumbs up if you're a spender. This is the most of the population, guys. So the spender is those people who have that short-term satisfaction, which is what I used to have. I used to go shopping. I used to get urges to go shopping. And I would buy things that I don't even wear later. I would buy boots and shoes that don't fit me. It's not like I can lose weight and my foot will become smaller or something, or I can gain weight and my foot, no, I would just buy them because they were cute. I mean, this is the level that I was in. Of course, there's different levels, but when I graduated high school, I was $14,000 in debt. Yes, I was so much in debt. And so I've managed the way to save money, and that's why this money management system that we're going over right now in our Street Smart Club was such a key for me, because I was able to pay off that debt. I have actually one of, in the system, we teach them about different jars and different accounts. And one of my accounts was specifically made to pay off that debt that I had when I graduated high school. I was just starting my life and I was already so much in debt. Anyways, so the spenders have a short-term satisfaction urge, and that's usually because they want to fill in an emotion that it's been voided, or an emotion that it's not being fulfilled. And so we go out and we go shopping. Some people, like I said, will go out and eat foods that they're not supposed to be eating, and there's different ways to fill up this emotion. And these are my spenders. They're usually the party people. They usually come in and they want to buy drinks for everyone. They don't know if they can afford it, but they will. They're a good time. They dress very nice. They have the latest car. They have the latest iPhone. And it's fun. It's fun for them. But then at the end of the day, they overspend. They have no money. They cannot usually qualify to buy their own property, and things like this start to build up with time, and it gets to that point where there's no return. There really is a point where there's only so much you can do to survive, financially speaking, so that please make sure that you're aware where you are. And this is why this was so life-changing for me at this point, when I understood, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? This cannot be the rest of my life. I have to take control over my emotions. I have to take control. Hey, if there is an emotion that I need to fulfill right now, what I do is I go and I work out. Or maybe I go and take a walk outside. I go and give a kiss to my baby. Whatever it is, but that it's something that is not harmful to my future. Eating foods that are not supposed to be eaten, it's harmful to my future and my health and how I want to look. And spending the money that I don't have is also harmful, because me and my husband, we have big goals. In the next coming years, we want to buy big multi-families, and we cannot do that if I just want to fulfill a satisfaction of buying shiny things that are later going to be kept in my closet and I don't even use them, right? So these are the 4 money personalities, guys. They all have a great thing about them, but they all have also their faults and the bad things about them. And like I said before, it's all about balancing it all. And so how do you do that? How do you balance everything out? With a system, with a strategy, with a plan. Budgeting. Yes, we hate that word, but we got to do it. We've got to budget. So that way we have money that we're saving. And so we satisfy that saver's personality, and that way we have money to spend. And so when I go shopping, because of course I still go shopping, I fulfill that urge and that need and that enjoyment that I get. I love to go shopping. I love to get me new shoes and new purses and new shirts and all those things, but that money has already been prepared for that. It's already a strategy that I have. There's already a fund waiting for me to be able to spend it, and I don't go over it, The hippies and the monks some hippies and monks are even known for thinking that money is dirty, so we have to change that mindset. And for those hippies and monks, you've got to make money so that you can impact other lives. And for the avoiders, we've got to sit down with our spouse. Or if you're alone, if you're single, that's perfectly fine. But do open up those statements. Those bank statements, they're meant to be opened up for you to know how your money is flowing. And you might be surprised. You might be doing so awesome. And you can even put some money together and spend and invest it in some real estate where we can help you find those deals, right? So that is it for today, guys. I hope it was extremely helpful. I'm trying to keep these lives short because I know we've got to get going with our lives. But take it into consideration, identify your personality, and keep in mind that we all have a little bit of all 4 personalities, right? We all want to help and impact the world. We all want to have savings. We all want to spend the money. And at points, sometimes we all want to avoid it when we don't even want to check our bank account because it could be ugly, right? But there is one usually that prevails for you, and then it's the most dominant for you. And so that's where we got to be aware of it. And once we're aware of it, we have power. We have the power to plan for it and create a strategy that works for you and your family so that you can get to those goals that you have for your financial future and your financial security. Join me. If you have any questions, please let me know about the money personalities or about anything in your business, and maybe I can give you some light or I can help you out. That's what I do. Let me know. You can either do them right now as I'm live. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes, or you can send them through me through private message, or you can always email me. Email me, michelle@michellebaez.com. I'm going to put it in the comments, my email. Email me if there's anything I can do for you today. Okay, guys, it was awesome to see you today or to have you today with me, and I'll see you on the next one. That will be Wednesday at 11:30. See you soon. Bye-bye.